how to start coding your own stock market trading bot. What's up, everyone? This is Jake here. In the first episode class, I guess you could say, we're going to be going over how to start coding your own stock trading bot, the requirements you need, and building a really simple strategy to test and back test with, with historical data. All right. So let's get started, guys. So, in this episode, in this series, pretty much, we're going to be using what's called NinjaTrader, and it's an amazing platform to help you build strategies, AI and machine learning strategies, as well as an actual brokerage to trade on. So, I've been using them for the past couple of days now, just getting used to it, and it's an amazing platform. It's very powerful. So check it out, ninjatrader.com. It's all free. Once again, it's ninjatrader.com. You enter in your email and click download. You'll be able to get the software for free, and we can start coding and building our own trading bot. So far, it's the best platform I've found for backtesting and building, strategies quickly. Okay, there's a lot of other platforms out there that are really hard to use, and the documentation isn't that great. And NinjaTrader is really good. So after you've entered your email and hit download, once again, ninjatrader.com, you'll be able to set up the software. Just going to open it here. Already got one open, sorry. So when you download it and sign up and get all that set up and you open it, this is what you're going to see. It's kind of cool. It's a little, I don't know how to explain the user interface, but it's kind of cool. I like it. But this is what you're going to get. Okay. So to build your first trading strategy, it's very simple. Their language is called NinjaScript, and it's pretty much .NET based. It's the exact same as C#. So if you're very familiar with C# programming language, this will be a breeze for you. But it is .NET based. They call it NinjaScript, but it's the same thing as C#, and you can actually use Visual Studio to edit your code. So if you prefer using Visual Studio, which I recommend, it's a lot easier than their editor. So let's create a new strategy and start building our first strategy and ultimately our first stock trading bot. So let's get to it. To do that, what you're going to do is hit New. I recommend going to Strategy Builder, which is at the bottom here. So hit Strategy Builder. Then you'll get like a little wizard, a little pop-up, and you can make a new strategy. So we're just going to, do new strategy, hit next. We'll call this, so in today's strategy, we'll just keep it very simple. I don't want to go too hardcore on our first kind of class episode. So let's just do a simple moving average crossover. And there already is a script built by NinjaTrader that offers this, but I'd rather code it with you guys and show you step by step on how to build it yourself instead of just copying and pasting the code. I think it's more, you get a lot more value actually building it in real time than copying and pasting code. So we'll call it simple moving average crossover. I don't think we can put spaces. And for the description, we'll say this strategy will trade when the 5 moving average crosses the 20. Average. And we'll say the simple, because there is other moving averages. When the 5 simple moving average crosses the 20 simple moving average. All right, perfect. Hit next. Calculate. We can do on each tick on price change. We'll just do on bar close. So this means anytime a candle closes, that's when it's making the trade. So you can do more properties. We'll just leave that the way this is. Now for an instrument. So an instrument is some type of, what are you going to trade? Are you going to trade futures, Forex, cryptocurrencies? What instrument are you trading? So we'll hit add. And I'm just going to do We'll go to futures, and we'll do ES, which is the S&P 500 mini index future. So once again, I hit down arrow on the instrument. I went to futures, and then I hit selected ES 0320. And 0320, March 20th, is the expiry of the next futures contract. So you trade it until then. Price based on last, that's fine. Type minute, you can do tick, day, week. We'll just do minute for now, and value 1. So every 1 minute, the bar's updating and it's able to trade. So we hit OK. Perfect. Let's do next. Inputs and variables, we'll code these. Well, next. Conditions and actions, we'll code these next. Stops and targets, that's fine. All right, so we're at the end here. We're at finish. And what we want to do is hit unlock code. So this kind of wizard has created a little bit of code for us, but I want to code the rest and actually walk through you guys on how it's going to work. So you should get a pop-up window like this, and you can hit maximize. All right. So here's the NinjaScript editor. So this is their built-in proprietary editor. There's a button up here. If you prefer using Visual Studio, you can actually open it with Visual Studio. For this episode or for this class, I'll just stick it with NinjaScript, but going forward, I am going to use Visual Studio because I am more comfortable with it, and there's a lot more features that are nicer. With that being said, you have to compile it in this editor. So you can use Visual Studio to edit the code, but when you want to compile it, you have to come back to the NinjaScript editor. So it created this whole class for us, which is awesome. We get a namespace. It took our name for the strategy and made it as a class. It extends class strategy, which is awesome, and then it sets some default variables for us in the onState change method. Okay. So this is great. Awesome. We have everything we need set up, which is great. Now we just have to tell it to trade and when to take a profit. Okay. So where you want to do most of your code is on bar update, which is called anytime a bar closes. So if you remember earlier in our wizard, when we were going through the steps to setting up our strategy, we did every last minute. So every minute, this bar update method is automatically going to get called, which is awesome. Okay. So, like I said, we were doing a simple moving average crossover, and we want to enter a trade when the 5 moving average has crossed over the 20. Okay. So, before I start coding, I'm also going to show you the link for the documentation. So if you want to get more accustomed to how NinjaScript works and what the documentation is like, we'll go to the website here. So I think is it support? Yep. Okay, so this is the link. So once again, it's ninjatrader.com/support/help guides. There it is right there. I think if you just go to /support, you should be good. Maybe not. Okay, maybe you do need help guides. Anyway, so this is their documentation. So if you have questions on what a variable does or what a function does, this is where you want to be. Obviously, I'll answer your questions via email or in the comments below, but this is kind of where it lives at. So get really accustomed to this if you're going to start coding a lot in NinjaTrader and NinjaScript, because this is going to be your bread and butter if you want to do some type of function. All right. So we got our documentation up. That's awesome. So let's minimize that. Let's go back to our code. So I'm going to write a comment here and say enter a long trade, meaning buying, when the 5 simple moving average crosses, is that correct? No, it's ES, crosses the 20 simple moving average. All right, so when the 5 moving average crosses over the 20, we want to enter a long trade, okay? So there is a way to get the SMA, which is the simple moving average. So it's the SMA method, and we can say period. So we have SMA 5 and SMA 20, correct? Yeah, it takes one parameter. Okay. So those are our two methods for getting the current SMAs, but we want to do something with it, okay? So we're going to create an if statement. If cross above if the SMA 5 comma SMA 20, let's clean this up. It's one thing I hate about the editor. It doesn't have all the features that Visual Studio does. All right, so if cross above SMA 5 comma SMA 20, we want to enter long. Did I miss something here? SMA, I think I'm missing a brace. All right, so let's kind of explain what I just wrote. So I wrote if statement, cross above, which is a function that's already included in NinjaScript. And we can see in the documentation, checks for a cross above condition over the specified bar look back period. Okay, so we have actually, hold up. Is there... So we do need a look back period. I guess we could say 20 because, how far do we want to look back, right? 20 periods, so that'd be 20 minutes at least. So I'd say we'll keep it 20 now. We can play with it later. But so if cross above, which it returns a Boolean, so true or false, and it checks for a cross above condition over the specified bar look back period. Okay, series 1, we're putting the 5 SMA, and series 2 is the 20 SMA. So the simple moving average is calculated over X amount of periods. So for the SMA 5, every 5 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it calculates the average, I believe it's close price of each of them, and that's the SMA. So we're getting it every 5 bars and then every 20 bars and comparing them. So if it's true, then we enter long, okay? And what enter long does is it enters a long position, so it buys that asset that you're whatever trading. And there's an enter short method, which means you sell that asset, you borrow the shares from the broker, and they want it returned at a later date. But for now, we're just going to do enter long. We're just going to buy it. All right, so if the 5 SMA crosses the 20 SMA, let's enter a long position, okay? Now, when do we take a profit? There's multiple ways to do this. For this class, for this episode, I'm going to do it really, really simple. We'll just say we're looking for a 1% profit. So once we enter a position, we want to exit after 1%, okay? So you can do it two ways. You can, in your on bar update method, you can have a check here when to exit a position. But if your check is always static, so if it's always like a set percentage, it's better to do it in your on state change method on your state.configure if statement. So what you call is set profit target, which is a function in NinjaScript. And it takes 2 parameters, calculation mode. Mode dot. So we want to take a $100 profit and take, say, a $50 loss. This seems to be working, but not the percentage. So I don't know if it's a glitch. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. but I save that, compile it. There we go. So compile it. So we'll take a $100 win and $50 losses. Oh, sorry, I keep closing this. Then we'll do new strategy analyzer. Select simple moving average crossover. Select an instrument. Uncheck break at end of day. Let's run that. Yeah, so this seems to work. We can see our results weren't that good. Overall, we lost $3,000. Profit factor of 0.89, max drawdown of 4,000. Yeah, it isn't obviously a very good strategy, but it's really cool. So this is a summary. You can also check your analysis, which is like how well you did. So it was profitable the first couple trades, but not so much after. It's not that great. Can do a chart when it made the trades. And you can do executions, which is exactly when it entered in the quantity. Got trades, orders. So yeah, you have a lot of options to analyze how your trades did. So another thing you can do is actually, show variables here under the right tab, so you can easily change them. So I'll show you guys how to do that. Basically, what you do is, let's go back to our NinjaScript editor. And what you do, I'm taking this example from the sample MA crossover, but basically what you do is okay, so you can have a fast and slow variable. Fast is 5, the slow was 20. So I'm just going to copy and paste here. SMA fast and SMA slow. 2 SMA variables. Get rid of the print now too. Get rid of that. Okay, so we got those. And then, yeah. And slow. So okay, so to do that, basically in your state.setDefaults on state change method, or when it's set defaults, you can name variables here too. So we'll call one fast, which will be equal to 5, which is the faster EMA every 5 periods. And we have slow, which by default will be 20. So we have those 2 variables. And then we're going to want to make 2 private variables. We'll call one, which will be of type SMA, equal to fast EMA. Or SMA, sorry, and another private variable called once again, SMA, slow, SMA. And what we can do is we'll want this as fast SMA and this as slow SMA. All right, so we got those. And we'll need to set these here. So on configure, we'll say fast SMA is equal to SMA at fast. And same for slow. Slow SMA is equal to the SMA of slow. Right? And now what this does, the benefit is this, is it exposes these variables to our user interface so we can easily change them. So we're going to save it, compile. Oh, that does not work. Fast, slow. Okay. And the last thing we have to do is, so the reason why that didn't work was, and I'm just checking, there's another script here that NinjaScript's already built about moving average crossovers. We forgot to add a NinjaScript property for each of these. So it looks like we need both of these as well. And once again, their script is available for you guys to use as well. So I'm just going to paste those down here. So what we're adding here is, there we go, public int fast, public int slow, and this is proprietary NinjaScript. It's a NinjaScript strategy parameter. Excuse me. So we need both of those. Now if we save and compile, has some invalid arguments. Fast. Private SMA. Line 82. Oh, sorry. We don't need, because we're already setting them to SMAs, we don't need to call the SMA function anymore. There we go. All right, so what we added now is the ability to edit these variables on the go. So by default, they're 5 and 20. So I save that. Now they come up here. If we run them, we should get the same results. Perfect. But now we can change them on the go. So, maybe we want to set the fast to 10 and the slow to 20. Do we get different results? We do. Okay. It seems to be a little bit, less of a loss. It's still a loss, but it's less. So yeah, you can play around and change the variables as you wish. Maybe lower the profits. Let's try doing a 1-to-1 risk to return ratio. So either we make $50 or we lose $50. Let's save that and compile again. And we'll rerun it. Yeah, now it's profitable. It's profitable by $200 under total net profit here. Okay, so you can see that NinjaTrader is very, very powerful, and that's why I love it. It's very easy to build strategies and indicators, and there's so much more to it. In the next episode, we're going to go over some machine learning tactics on how to get this strategy even better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found a lot of value in it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.